So as of right now, storms have kind of died out on us. So what we've done is we've gone to this beautiful park that's close by. We're just outside of Tucson still, and there is just so much beautiful cactus in this area. And it's really difficult to compose because not only do you have to be really careful when you walk because of things like rattlesnakes and cactus, but also it's difficult compositionally. I've been trying to work as quickly as I can, and we only have like 10 minutes because light is failing. So I haven't filmed very much. It's probably a theme with this whole video. I have not filmed very much, but let me show you what I have shot. So for this composition, I'm essentially trying to, if I brighten my exposure here, I'm trying to simplify the chaos of, you know, everything that's around me by getting really, really close to this cactus. And then I have these 3 saguaro cactus in the background, and they are the classic, you know, they have the arm on either side. They are the most cactus looking cactuses I've ever seen. So I'm using those as a background element. If I darken my exposure here, you can see I have them fairly centered in the frame, and then of course we got the sunset happening behind. Doing this as probably a 5-shot focus stack, and I'm also taking a darker frame for that background. So I'll start off focusing close to camera on the closest piece of that cactus. I'm also shooting this at about 13 millimeters, so I'm really wide, really close, focusing a little deeper into the scene, and I'm taking probably 4 or 5 just on the cactus close to camera alone, because the closer something is to the camera, the greater the depth of field problem is. So now I'm going to focus on background cactus, make sure I've got focus, take that, and take one darker just to make sure I've got that highlight information. I'm going to take a few frames as the light develops. Looks like it's going to get a little bit more colorful, but the problem is now we have lightning back this way. So the mad dash,
Mad dash. Mad dash. The mad dash.
The mad dash, don't poke these. The mad dash that is this trip is continuing. We have cloud to ground lightning back behind us, CGs, and we're probably going to move quickly to try to get that, because ideally for photographing lightning, you want to do it kind of during this, you know, sunset twilight time, because it's easy to overpower the ambient light with a lightning strike. During the day it's very difficult. At night it becomes a high dynamic range scene, but the holy grail is to get one at sunset. So mad dash continues. So we abandoned sunset because we have a beautiful lightning storm rolling in, and with all of these beautiful saguaro cactuses, this is a shot that I'd been envisioning throughout this whole trip. I want lightning with a nice, you know, interesting sky and saguaro cactus. And so anyways, we came up to the other side of this hill, and trying to scramble through the desert without getting poked by a cactus or bit by a rattlesnake and in a huge hurry. It's so sketchy, but we found this spot, and I've got a couple time lapses going now. I've got the A9 down here, and that's got my 24 to 105. It's shooting pretty telephoto out, trying to capture lightning bolts hitting those distant mountains. And then up here, I've got the A7R4 with my 12, well, with a 12 to 24, not my 12 to 24, with a 12 to 24, shooting a wide angle composition, trying to use these saguaro cactus as kind of framing elements and get a lightning bolt in the background. Not super happy with either composition, honestly, but it was kind of one of those things where you have to stop at some point, pick something, because this storm might not last very long. So once I know I've got a few bolts to choose from, I'm going to try to improve my compositions. We're dust storm hunting. We're hoping that some of the storms that we're photographing today might possibly create a haboob. We're in a very dry area. We're gonna have a lot of high winds, as you can kind of tell, shooting out of these storms as they die, which could, in theory, create a massive dust storm. So that's kind of what we're hunting today. It's going to be another mad, frantic dash. It's been incredibly hot. It's about 115 degrees or so, and I'm not acclimated to it at all. It's very, very warm. But here comes the storms.
That to precipitate in a force line, which it could. Then we should be golden.
Look how dark the bases are getting now. So
yeah, you can definitely see that.
we're starting to get precipitation here now.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it fills in and pushes, then
Yeah.
dude, we're
This
golden.
is a solid 40, 45 mile an hour wind already.
And look how dry it is out here too.
Yeah.
So I mean, all this is gonna get picked up.
So what I need you to do is go around and kick a lot of dust up, just to start getting more lofted.
So what are we doing today, Mike?
Besides getting a suntan, no, we're out in western Arizona waiting on some monsoon thunderstorms to give us a show. And that could be lightning or a haboob, which you can see a lot of dust out there getting kicked up, and an airplane flying in to sample the storm.
Yeah. Military too, I think.
Oh, those are the A-10s. Yeah. But yeah, so we're waiting to see if this will kick up a haboob, which is a big old dust storm. Right now, it's looking rather promising, and it's plenty early in the day, so a lot can change. So we're just kind of waiting, being patient, working with the storm. Nerding out, tanning, filming each other.
So the challenge of this kind of photography is, well, there's a bunch of challenges. First of all, you're just kind of shooting in random places. Literally, we have the interstate I-8 right over here, and there are so few, roads that kind of take off from it that it's really hard to get a nice, clear, open view of what it is that you're trying to photograph. So we were kind of lucked out and we found this little nature preserve that we were able to find a gravel road on, just grab something, you know, something slightly less obscured. Like most of these shoots, I'm just shooting 2 different time lapses at different focal lengths, both at 1 second intervals, trying to drag my shutter as much as I can, just in case this storm drops any lightning bolts. You know, the slower my shutter speed is, the more likely I am to catch a bolt. But really just trying to actually get, you know, footage for this video. And if anything cool happens, we'll be able to show that motion. If a haboob does form right out here, I want to get a nice time lapse of it rather than just a still.
This has got to fill in.
I wonder, you grab the radar.
So the reality of these kind of stops is that you're dealing with stuff like this, just trying to find any kind of foreground. We have a really cool storm cell this way. Let me show you. We have a really cool storm cell going up right here. Really strong range shaft. And then we got a second storm cell over this way. And there is some lightning in this, so we're hoping that it starts dropping bolts. There's only been a few lightning strikes in any of these storms, which is really strange because they're really strong storms. We're just trying to be ready when they do start dropping bolts, because it's got everything that it needs. It's really hot, it's really humid, a lot of rain dropping. Just want to be in the right place. So in order to be in the right place, we got to keep tracking it, which means we end up shooting at random places right next to highways. Not the best for audio quality, I apologize, but that's how these shoots go. So compositionally, I'm using the 12 to 24. I'm shooting about 20 millimeters, tilted up, really emphasizing the sky, because if I tilt this camera up, you can see we got a really prominent rain shaft and then nice detailed clouds. And if we can get some nice lightning strikes in between this cell and this cell, it'll be pretty cool. So I'm just shooting a time lapse with this camera, hoping for something cool to happen. So this is the third stop of tonight's chase. It's been a mad dash. We've covered a lot of miles, just trying to get on a storm that would actually last for a while. And back here we had a little bit of magic happen just a little bit ago. There's an observatory up there, right on this tallest peak in this mountain range, and well, yeah, pretty special.
Oh my God.
So why don't you explain what just happened, Michael Shainblum?
Lightning hit the mountain, the top of the mountain, right at the to the left of the observatory, and so I'm framed at 200 millimeters vertical, and the lightning just came right down from the top of the frame, and you can visually see where it's striking, which is it's my I haven't shot an image like that in.
Show me the back of your camera. Let's take a look at this.
All right. I only got one image like this in my life. And it was in 2014 or 15, out by Death Valley. I got a strike of a lightning strike hitting a mountain peak. But I mean, to have it this close up, there's where it hits the ground, and just coming. This is uncropped. I'm not going to crop it. This is even with the other lightning stuff that I shot back in 2015 of the lightning hitting the mountain. I still had to crop and do some things to make this is. It's like the best birthday present I could
No
ask
kidding.
for.
Yeah,
right
so
now.
that we have to say it's your birthday.
It's
so
my birthday
happy
today.
Birthday.
Thank you.
Incredible display. There wasn't a lot of bolts, but the ones that were there were really impressive. There was one that was closer. Unfortunately, my wide angle composition, the card filled and I didn't notice, and I missed both bolts with my wide shot. But I did get a telephoto version. I like his composition better, but you know, by the time I'm done with it, my composition is going to look a hell of a lot like yours. I'm just saying.
I got really lucky with the framing. I was just like, well, this is the most pleasing with the mountain, you know, just kind of having the observatory almost in the middle. I hope it hits. I don't know. Like, I have the wide over there, so that's great, but this is just like a Hail Mary.
Oh, yeah.
I hope it hits
Like,
up there
that's-
somewhere.
That's incredible. Like that. Out of all, how many times you shoot lightning and get a vertical tight end like that, and
Well,
get
yeah,
a
and
well
with,
lined
like,
up shot with
an
blue hour,
observatory.
and
Yeah.
I mean that shot that's called a birthday present right there.
Thanks, man.
That's beautiful.
I am so stoked on this. I haven't been stoked on an image for a while like this.
That's tack sharp too, man.
I haven't been stoked about one of your images for a while either.
That was both a really good insult and compliment all at the same time.
Dude, seriously though, that composition is amazing. To get it in camera is so perfect, no crop needed.
I gotta call my mom.